Tuesday Truck Talk. Boy, there's a lot of things I could talk about, huh? The left all coming unglued about this incursion over in overseas. The new so-called leader of that same place. I could talk about diesel prices, fuel prices, how that should have absolutely nothing to do with our fuel and our economics. But economics, my favorite topic. Has nothing to do most of the time with the prices you see on the board. So, but I think I'm going to talk about Meta glasses today because Meta, Facebook, has these Ray-Ban glasses. They partnered with them, and they sold 7 million of them in 2025, which is by far the largest number of these glasses that people have ever sold. Snapchat had them originally. Google's tried several different times, and almost all the time they get dinged in some form or fashion with privacy issues, or they're really quirky and they don't work real well. Obviously, a Google Glasses would be the best because they have the largest database of locations and pictures and whatnot. But what most people don't know is that AI, under its core foundation, are a bunch of people sitting by computers, taking images and then notating on those images or creating a text with the image that says, this is this, this, and this. This is in this image. Then when the AI sees it the second time, it then cross-references that and says, oh my goodness, this is a basketball. Otherwise, it has no idea what images are. You have to convert those images into text, which I do using a Python script, but it's still a text-based form of that. So what they do with these Ray-Ban glasses, or the Meta glasses, I don't want to throw Ray-Ban under the bus, is that they take them, and there are people sitting overseas, obviously because they're very, very cheap, and they identify what's in those pictures. And then the AI going forward can use those as reference for what exactly is in those pictures. Unfortunately, as you can see, that's basically a privacy nightmare, or at least it should be a privacy nightmare, especially for those people that believe they're being somewhat off the grid by not being on Facebook. But the reality is you've already been well documented. You've been well documented by all the other apps that are on your phone. If you own Instagram, that's a Facebook Meta app. If you own TikTok, it's even worse. Snapchat's no better, even though they make everything disappear. But they sell your data because they're data mining you, and they're taking your name and supposedly putting like a number on it, like you're 1 and I'm 2 and so on and so forth. And then they sell that usage data based on a number, not a name. But the reality is the name's still attached to it in their database. Well, now, possibly, you walk into a bathroom and somebody's got those on, and now you have been identified walking into a bathroom. Because at the end of the day, even if you don't have Facebook, you are in the Facebook database if you've ever used anything integrated with it, which most websites did and do. So, I get really tired of people thinking they're being all sly by not being on Facebook or whatnot. But the reality is you've already been identified because you have to. If you have a cell phone, you've been identified. If you have a TV, if you have a login, you have been identified. And that identification then cross-references back more and more until it triangulates with you. And now you're being recorded by your friends. Whether you're standing in the kitchen with them, or you're in the bathroom, or you're doing anything else that could be even possibly nefarious. And of course, Facebook would say, oh, none of this is this is not a privacy issue. We don't keep any of this data. But that's completely ridiculous. Because they're using the data to train their AI. That's exactly how it works. And what better way to do it than to use real-time data? The same as when you get in your car and you have a map system up, that's coming from cell phones. Whether it's Apple Maps or whether it's Google Maps, all the cell phones that have Google built into them or have someone logged into Google are sending data, real-time data about their speed, their location, the time, all those things. And then that's how the map works. And the more AI gets advanced, the more it will use that data to get more and more accurate at how to avoid those slowdowns. So you've already been registered. It isn't so much that you need to go hide in some barrel somewhere and think that you're being all coy and sly. The reality is you just have to be diligent. You have to make sure you protect your passwords. You have to make sure you protect your identity. Figure out what these Ray-Ban glasses look like. They actually look just like most glasses. And several people I know have them, including a student that I'm teaching about AI right now. He wears them in class. So there you go. That's one of the more interesting things I felt talking about would be better than diesel prices or some other economics downward spiral. But the reality is you're being tracked, you're being watched, even by people you know now who don't even know that they're being used to make another company richer, wealthier, and to basically facilitate a better AI system. So stay diligent, Stay driven. Don't believe in your any kind of fantasy world that you're not being tracked, and just enjoy your life. Stay driven.